Hello everyone, Mike Adeyemi here with another video editing tutorial, and in this tutorial we are getting practical. We are delving right into all that we've been preparing for, and we are opening this occasion with Filmora. I told you about Filmora already, and personally Filmora is my, I would say, favorite in the sense that I use it most of the time. All right, many of the videos you saw me do, it was done with Filmora. Okay, of course professionals use Premiere Pro more, and I also use Premiere Pro to a very good extent, but Filmora comes with a lot of pre-made animations that makes it easy for you to just drag and drop things and then have your video ready and keeps you going. So in this video I'll be showing you the basics of Filmora, how to become, understanding the basics of Filmora. You might not yet become a pro yet, but then you start from understanding all the key basics of Filmora. So let's get right into it without further ado. All right, so once you have your Filmora opened up like this, somebody's asking, how do you open your Filmora? You open your Filmora simply by going on your home page, your desktop page, and then you go look for Filmora icon, you double click, you wait for Filmora to load, and when it has loaded, okay, it comes up with a prompt that will ask you if you want to create a new project. So you choose the option that says create new project, and then by the time you choose that, you have this interface that we have here. All right, so this is Filmora interface, and you will see that it looks very similar to what I showed you in one of the previous videos where I was talking about the layout of an editing software. Okay, now if you look closely, this is the timeline I was talking about. This looks like a ruler, right? Yeah, but then this is not ruler, this is actually measuring time. Okay, now you will notice this that is moving around on this timeline. Okay, this is what tells you what position you this is what tells you what position you are in time on your timeline. Okay, when you're playing your video, you remember this is your preview monitor, right? Your preview window where you get to see whatever is happening here on your timeline. Okay, and over here there's supposed to be what is called your project panel, where you import all your projects that you're going to be using for the video. But right here in this case it does not exist. So you will be asking, but you told us it exists somewhere. Yeah, it exists, okay, but then it's just located in a different location here in this in this Filmora, and this is where you will find it. All right, so by the time you click on that portion, it takes you to your file manager where you can now import your clips into your software. Another way of importing your clips, apart from just clicking this way, is to use Ctrl-I. You might be wondering, how do I see the keys I are pressing? Do you want to be telling me all the time? Yes, I would say with my mouth, but then if you look closely at this portion here, okay, let me press my Ctrl-I again. This angle here, you will see Ctrl-I showing on the screen. Okay, so all the keys I'll be pressing are going to be showing on the screen. Just in case I peradventure don't mention what I'm doing on my keyboard, you'll be able to see it on the screen as well. So always look there in case you are in doubt. All right, so with my Ctrl-I or by double clicking, I can bring in clips. I can browse through my files and bring in clips. I want to bring in this one that I shot here at my office with my team members, for one of our ads on Facebook, and I want to show you how we edited it. Okay, while I edited this one with Premiere Pro, the same thing can be done with Filmora. So I want to show you how to do that with Filmora. But before we delve into that, let me get you more familiar with the interface here. Okay, here we have your media panel. This is called your media panel. Here we have your audio panel. Your Filmora comes with preset audios that you can use in your editing videos, that you don't have to, the app already comes with audios that you can use in your videos. Some of them you have to download them in your app. Actually I have downloaded every of the music here, but many of them will come without download, so you'll be seeing a little icon somewhere here that tells you that you need to download it. Okay, so always look out for that, and it doesn't take time, it doesn't take too much data. In less than 30 seconds the download is complete. Okay, when you click here you have the titles where you can put the text. When you click here you have the transitions. When you click here you have the effect. You would remember that I told you that your video is made up of 4 basic components. I told you it's made up of your footage, is made up of your graphics design. All right, this is standing for your footage, this is standing for your graphics design, where you design the text and the colors. Now we also told you that it's made up of motion. Okay, and motion includes animation and transitions. So this one has transitions, and we also made you understand that it has videos are made up of effects. Okay, and then element, yeah, you can put element. Okay, now back to this portion. Let's preview this video very quickly.
This video is not for you. This video is not for you if you're not ready to make 6 or 7 figures every month. Alright, let me start again. Oh, no, stop. This video is not for you. Oh no, that was too sharp. 1, 2, 3. This video is not for you. This video is not for you if you're not ready to.
Okay, so this is the portion I want.
It's not for you. Oh no, that was too sharp. 1, 2, 3.
Now at this point where I told you that from your source monitor, I mean from your project panel, you can double click on your clip. Okay, and then you have it display on your source monitor. Now this particular one here is functioning as your source monitor, and it's also going to be functioning as your preview window. Remember I said your preview window is linked to your timeline. Whatever you bring into your timeline is going to be reflecting on the preview window. Now look at this, there is nothing in the timeline yet, and that's why there is nothing here. Okay, when I click this, which is serving as your project panel currently, and I double click it, it's going to be reflecting here on your source monitor. All right, so at this point in time this place is serving as your source monitor. Okay,
this video is not for you. Oh no, that was too sharp. 1, 2, 3.
now that's the point I worked. I can move back with my arrow to get an exact location. I can move forward with my arrow, so I'm moving back with my arrow to see that exact position before I start. Okay, and I want to import just from that point to the end. How do I do that? How do I do that? You know, I told you that from your project panel you can preview your video in your source monitor before you now import it into your timeline, so that what will be in your timeline is just going to be what you want. All right, so I'm going to use the shortcut called I. I is standing for in point. I stands for in point. Okay, so I'm going to be setting that as my in point, and let's play through the video so that we can set our out point to, in other words, where the video is going to end.
Video is not for you. This video is not for you if you're not ready to make 6 or 7 figures every month. But if you're ready, then this video is for you. I'll be showing you the blueprint of how I took my own business from scratch to multiple figures every month. Click the link below to get a free copy of my video guide now. See you in the next video.
All right, that's exactly where I wanted to stop, but then it's a little above that place, so I can just go back with my arrow a little bit. You're seeing what I'm doing here. Okay, and then I press my O for out point. So I have been able to set my in point, I've been able to set my out point. Then I can come here and drag that video into my timeline. Now if you notice this timeline, you will see that it is in layers. Okay, how am I scaling in and scaling out? Somebody's asking. All right, the way I'm doing that is by, you know, putting my mouse on top of this thing that looks like ruler, and then dragging to the right and left, dragging to the right and left. It's that simple. Okay, so it allows you to scale out on your timeline and scaling. Okay, and what I wanted to show you earlier is that you would notice that there are different layers. There's a layer 1, there's a layer 2, there's a layer 3, there's a layer 4. In fact, you can even create more layers if you wanted to. Now when you open your Filmora, this is going to be in this way, like this right now. I want you to do one thing: switch that off. Okay, I will tell you why later on, but for now switch it off, and always keep it switched off, because I have discovered that you don't need it. It's going to be a distraction to you and could be frustrating if you have it on. So switch it off. Okay, so I have my clip now in my timeline, and I can as well import another clip into my timeline and put it on this layer, and import another clip and put it on this layer 3. Okay, let me import a clip very quickly for the sake of emphasis. Let's go to videos and let's go to one of the one of the videos I made for a client. Okay, so I made this video for one of my clients, and I've brought that in. Now you see that I didn't set in and out point here. Okay, but then I could as well trim down this video in this timeline. All I just need to do is come to the end or go to the beginning of this and find out, make sure that your clip is selected, and then you find out that portion where you see this symbol you're seeing on the screen. Your mouse arrow turns into this symbol at that end portion. Okay, once you see that, you can drag in. All right, you see the way I'm dragging in, and you leave that, and you can always drag your clip anywhere you want. So if I bring my playhead here, my playhead will be showing what my playhead will be reflecting what point I am on this screen. Okay, that's what your playhead will be doing. So you will see that although this video is behind, this one is covering it. It's just like me taking two sheets of paper. Okay, this is layer 1, this is a video, and then I'm now deciding to bring another video on top of it, like this, right? Are you still seeing the one on the back? Definitely not. But does that mean that the one at the back is not there? It is still there, but you're not seeing it. That's just the way this is too. So whatever is playing on this one is still going to be playing, okay, but then this one will be covering it. However, that does not affect the audio. So if I play this now, you will discover that the audio is still playing. Let me reduce the volume of this so that you can hear, because this is very loud.
But if you're ready, then this video is for you. I'll be showing you the blueprint of how I took my own.
Alright, so if for instance I was talking about that book and I wanted to show that book as I was talking, I could easily be talking and then put a clip of what I'm saying.
I took my own business from scratch to multiple figures every month. Click the link below to get a free.
Okay, so let's pretend that was what I was talking about. I could easily put in the video at that point. All right, but nevertheless, that's not what I'm talking about there. That's just to give you a demonstration of what this layer stands for, and you can do the same for music. Okay, now somebody's asking, how do I remove this sound? You can just bring it down.
I'll be showing you the blueprint of how I took my own business from scratch.
Or another way you can do it is to right click on that particular clip and come to the option that says mute. So you're going to be muting that sound. I can increase this volume this way.
So multiple figures every month. Click the link below to get a free.
Did you see that? So I'm deleting that clip because I don't need it yet. Okay, what I'm just showing you in this video are the basics of Filmora. Now you would observe that there are some buttons here. One of the buttons you have here is your split button. Okay, and the shortcut for that is beside it, which is Ctrl B. So if I want to split this clip into two now, I can easily do that in three ways. Let me show you the first one. The first one is to come here where you have your playhead, okay, and you put in your scissors. Remember, you're a video tailor, so you'll be using scissors a lot. And I've splitted this clip into two, and then I can drag this one anywhere that I want, okay, and drag this one around, all right, or bring it back. Did you see that? Now another way of doing this, let's Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z. Okay, another way of doing this is to come over here and click this button on it. Now this button is always with the playhead wherever it goes, so it makes it easier for you to cut. Okay, and then you cut like that, and then you can drag it out and in. Let's undo that. Okay, let's undo. All right, great. Another way to do that is to use the shortcut that we saw here, which is Ctrl B, and just simply press Ctrl B. When you press Ctrl B, it cuts the clip. Okay, now I want to delete this space. I can just select that space just like I did here and press my delete key, and then it removes that space. That is usually called ripple delete. Ripple delete. Okay, so I can ripple delete by pressing an empty space, and an empty space between two clips, and then entering my delete key, and that makes it fun. Okay, so another thing I want to show you right now is that when you click on your video, you will see that some more buttons came up. Now this particular button here allows you to crop your video. Okay, you can crop your video. All right, by the time I crop this video, I would have something like this. Look at that. Okay, the video has been cropped. Okay, I also can come here and crop this video. I will select this, it stands for crop, and then I can crop it. Okay, I can crop it to whatever thing I want. What if I want to be able to crop, okay, before I say that, you will notice that as I'm dragging these edges, even the place I'm not dragging is moving. That's because it is locked. So if I want to be able to just drag only that place, I come here to custom, and then I can, move it the way I want. All right, and I cut it that way. Okay, so this is what you have. So you can easily put another clip here behind it. So if, for instance, I have put this on top and I decide to bring this into my timeline, you would see that this is now showing behind it. Okay, that's to tell you that it has always been there in the first place. If you put it there, it's just like taking the same paper, okay, and then folding it into two when this one is behind it. I'll begin to see what is here. It's just as simple as that. Okay, so moving on, we can bring this back. Let's Ctrl Z, 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 Ctrl Z. We have our clip joined back. Okay, what else am I showing you now? You will see this that looks like a timer. This is for you to increase the speed or to reduce the speed of your clip. Okay, so if you want to make it faster, you can set it. If you want to make it slower, you can set it as well. So let's make it slower. You can make it, slower by half. All right, by the time I press that, the clip becomes longer, meaning that it takes more time to complete that session. Something that should be taking 2 minutes to complete is now taking 4 minutes to complete. Of course, it will occupy more space on the timeline because this is a representation of time. Okay, it means that it has been extended. Okay, it's just like when you are in school as a student and ASU decides to strike. So a semester that's supposed to be for 3 months now becomes a semester of 6 months and 7 months. It's still the same semester, but it's now taking longer. That's just the way it is. So I can decide now to also make my video faster by 2 times, and it means that a semester that is supposed to take 3 months is now taking 1.5 months, because we have rushed you, we have compressed everything. Okay, so we have made it faster, so the duration is now shorter because the thing is faster. The faster you move, the shorter the duration. That's just the principle. Now I can customize my speed by coming here to set what I want. Okay, and while this is difficult, I can get that done. All right, so now
every month. But if you're ready, then this video is for you.
Now it is slow. I want to make it faster. Now when my clip is selected, I can come to the end here until ensure that you are not down below here. You are on this blue layer. Okay, you come here and you can adjust the speed right from there. When it becomes fast, it turns to green. When it is slow, it turns to blue. Okay, so keep that in mind.
I'll be showing you the blueprint of how I took my own business from scratch to multiple figures every month.
All right, so I want to drag it out. If I drag from here below, it's going to shorten the clip the normal way. It's not going to affect the speed. You see that the speed counting here is still the same as 1.61. okay, so what I'm changing in that regard is the clip itself, the clip. Okay, I'm changing the clip, but if I come here, I'll be able to change. I'll be able to change the speed of the video.
If you're not ready to make 6 or 7 figures every month.
Okay, so that's the function of this button. Another way to locate that place is to, when I click here, I can still be able to join my video. So if I delete this and I double click here, this one is still there with my in point and my out point set. So I can bring this in and have that. So another way to go around increasing the speed is right clicking and coming to speed up and duration. Okay, and you set it here, or you just press your Ctrl R on your keyboard and you get here. Now you will see this little option here that says reverse speed. Okay, when you toggle that on, and let's say you have decided to increase the speed by 2, all right, so it means that I'm going to be flipping the clip over, so the clip is going to be playing from the back forward instead of from the front to the end. It's going to be playing from the end back to the front. So the end normally now becomes the front and the front now becomes the end. So I've flipped the clip over. So it's, you know, you can use it for all this rewinding effect. You want to show that something is winding, yeah. So I've been able to brought back the end to the front, okay, and the front to the end. Now let me quickly use that as an illustration, practical illustration. Let's say, for instance, I want to, you know, rewind from this portion to this portion. Okay, click, I cut it there. Remember, I'm a tailor, and I cut it here. Okay. No, it's too short. Let's cut it here. Okay, what I will just do is to take this one and I duplicate it. I can go to copy, and by the time I paste it, now when you want to paste, you must take note of this. You will see that this layer 2 is lighter than, is darker rather than the rest. So whatever you paste is going to be pasted on layer 2, beginning from where the playhead is. Look at that. Okay, if I put the playhead here and I press Ctrl V, it's going to be copying to that point. So wherever your playhead is where you will copy, and wherever is selected. Now let's select this layer 3 and make it the one that is darker. You paste it there. That's where it comes to. So be mindful of what you're doing. Don't go and paste on the same layer you have copied from, except that's what you really want to do. Okay, so let's delete all of this, and then we remove this. Now I want to paste on the same layer I have copied from, but then I want to move my playhead to be in front of it. I make sure this is selected, okay, and then I can paste it. And this time I can, increase the speed by using Ctrl R, and increase the speed, select the reverse button, okay, and that's fine. All right, so it plays from here to here, and then from this point it plays back, and what you'll be seeing is what you saw here at this point. Okay, so if it plays back and I want to have that rewinding effect, all I just need to do is to copy this one again, copy, and come here, okay, like this, to paste it. Alright, so I've been able to paste that.
So business from scratch to multiple.
Okay, so let's have that.
Click the link. So if business from scratch.
You see that?
My own business from scratch to.
Yeah, and it rewinds.
So business from scratch.
Okay, so I have that, and I can add more layers, more elements to it that shows that I'm rewinding, some maybe glitch at this point. We'll still get there under effects and element, but then let's not jump the syllabus. Okay, then we have some play on it, some icon that says play on it, and just adding different elements together in order to be able to achieve the result we want. As a video editor, you have to be very, very creative. You must be able to put 2 plus 2 together and do what you want to do. Actually, that particular effect, I was not taught how to do it. Okay, I was able to, in fact, I'm just doing it right now because I've been editing videos for long, so I know how to go around things. Basically, the purpose of this training is to be able to show you what can be used for what. Then whatever will now be, whatever you want to do will now be dependent on your creativity, and now you can use what you have been given to produce what you want. That's just the way it is. There's no way I'm going to teach you everything that you ever need to know. Okay, even me, I'm still learning, and you will always still be learning as a video editor. The best I can show you is how to put together these tools that you're learning, these things that you're learning, and use it to own your creativity, to give your creativity an expression. That's basically it. Alright, so with that said, let's have our script selected again. You'll see an icon here that says advanced color tuning, and over here is where you get the opportunity to edit your color or do color correction. We'll get into more details about that later on. And over here is where you have your green screen. Okay, so imagine I was standing on a green background. I can actually remove that green color and replace it with another background. Okay, another background that I want. So as I'm standing in my office right now, it could be appearing as if I'm standing in London. Okay, why? Because I've been able to put a green background, and then with the use of this tool, I can remove that background and put another background that I want. Okay, we're going to get into more details as regards that. And here is where I can do the settings for individual clip. I can transform the settings. Under transform, I can scale up the particular video I am on. Okay, I can scale this up or scale it down as the case may be. As I want it, I can change the position. I can also rotate it if I wanted. Okay, just being creative with it, that's all. And then for the compositing, I can decide to blend it, make it normal, make it darken. And what blending mode actually does is that it blends one clip with another clip, so it makes it look as though they are together. We'll get into more details as regards that later on as we edit. Then stabilization is for when your footage, you have a shaky footage, okay, and you want to be able to stabilize it and reduce the shakiness. You can use stabilization. Okay, and chroma key here is just exactly the same as what I showed you here for removing backgrounds or for removing green backgrounds or any key color that you set. We'll get into more details about that. And then the lens correction, the drop shadow, the auto enhance are under this color tuning. We'll get into more details about that in subsequent videos. So I hope you've been able to learn the basics of Filmora. I wish you the best. Okay, keep learning, don't stop at this point. This is the point where it gets interesting. Well done.